Welcome to Trading Lounge and the US indices for the 29th of April, starting with the S&P on the 4-hour chart here. We'll be looking at Friday and Monday to be pushing a bit higher through the 4,200. The normal process at a level here, and we're at 4,200, which is part of Group 1, minor Group 1, from 4,000 being a medium level. We've got 1, 2, and 3 here. So we're looking at this level here, and we would be expecting a bit of a correction like this at the 4,200, the arrival which we have, the reaction which we have, and we're looking for the first high above the level, and then we're looking for a correction. This first high above the level here, if this is 4,200, which is a minor level, then we can drop down to sub-levels, so 4,210, 20, and 30. So that's kind of where we'd be looking for a bit of a top in that space, so a bit of a pop here and then a correction here. So we'd be looking for a classic trading levels pattern where we've got the arrival, the reaction, the arrival, the reaction, and the first high above the level coming into play here, and then an ABC pattern here. As I mentioned before, it looks like the logical thing to do would be to remove this here and put this over here for that. But I struggle with that because this wave 4 hasn't pulled back to the 38.2%. It's just a little bit small compared to wave 2. So I'm thinking that, and we'll check on this with the Nasdaq, is I can leave wave 4 here and put wave 3 over here and put this here with this here and this here for this. That's what I'm sort of thinking at the moment, but we'll just take it step by step. We'll come back to this. The first thing that we're looking for really is the first high above the level here, so we'll just go to the hourly chart. So a few things on the hourly chart here. First of all, the move down from this move here is in 3 waves, so we know that it's corrective. I was assuming that it was just wave A, and I could still be right with that as well, and looking at wave A here, then an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave up here for wave B here. Coming in on this top, and then that would bring us down into wave C here. So that's possible of wave 4, and if it did that, then I would be happy with that wave 4 being there. But if not, if we get a push higher through here, we shouldn't really go long there. If we get a push higher through here, then we're going to see the market sort of fold back, and as I mentioned, it can come into group 1, so that, well, we're in minor group 1 at the moment with 100, 200, and 300, and in here we would have the next degree down, which would be 10, 20, and 30. So that's really normally where the market would sort of hang there. Then we've got the 50 here. The first high above the level can trade above the 30, but it's really all about getting support or not on the 30. So if it can't find support, then we know that we'll be pulling back into a larger correction at that point. So in terms of looking at this here as a green wave 4 or a smaller wave 4, we can also look at this as 1 and 2 and 3 here, and looking at 4 here, and then going up for wave 5 here as well for that. So that brings us into either looking at things again. It is not really going to make a lot of difference. We're either going to have that wave 5 top there or this wave 3 top here. But at the same time, we're still going to be seeing that arrival here, reaction here, and the first high above the level here, and then a correction over here as such. So, yeah. What we need to do in terms of trading, though, is look, you could trade some strength here if you're just scalping for the day, but otherwise we either got to wait to see if the market pulls down from here on the Friday. But Friday is normally the bullish day, with Monday coming into play as well. So we'll keep an eye on that. Thursday's the bearish day, so we'll see any turnaround here. We'll see it come into play now. But I just think that we just need to wait here, because even if we're over this side over here, we still need to see, for a long trade, we still need to identify a corrective move to the upside. So just to sort of rehash this a little bit, let's just go to the daily chart here for a moment. So from this wave 4 here, 1 and 2 and 3 here, and 4 here and 5 here, first of all, this little, if the extension's in, if this count is correct and we've got wave 3 here, then we would see wave 1 here and wave 5 be roughly the same length. So that would take us up to 4-3 at that point. So we should be moving higher. I'm a little bit concerned about that. I don't think it's the case. I think we've got wave 3 sitting here and wave 4 here, and then we'll have wave 5 here. But it will just depend if we actually get a pullback in here on the Friday. But in a bullish market, we normally see Thursday being the bearish day, and then Friday and Monday being the bullish days. So we'll keep that in mind as well. When we look at the Nasdaq here, it's a bit the same as well. We can see that, well, obviously we've got wave 1 and ABC for 2 here, and then the 3, and looking for 4 here. And currently we haven't, from wave 4 here, we could count this up as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and going up for wave 5 here. If that is the case, it just leaves this wave 4 too small here. So that means that we would need to look at this a little bit differently as well, as I just mentioned there before. So we'd be looking at it like this. As 1 and 2 here, then 1 and 2 here. And I have put a little bit of effort into counting this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 1 and 2 here. And then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 for the third wave, 4th and 5th for the third wave. Then the 4th wave here, and then going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up here for the 5th wave here. So that's sort of how I'm seeing it. And I kind of got to stay with my pattern, basically. And my pattern is that, because we've had the arrival and we've had the reaction, then we look for the first high above the level, and then we look for the correction after that. So that's how I always sort of look at things, the same as down here as well. And when we've got these highs here, if we get these highs, we might get second high here. But, we could have gone long here and long here and long here, and we probably did that. But we'll do the same over here as well with this, and we should be able to get better positions as well. So if this pops up here, that's going to give us 5 waves. Not a very good 5 waves, because 1 and 2 here, and then 3 and 4 here. The 4 overlaps wave 1. And also the other problem with this too is that on the cash market, I can see on the Nasdaq that I'll need to check it with another data source, but this was actually a low by 2 little points here for the Nasdaq, rather than this one here. So I'm wondering if we can even count that as 1 and 2 here, rather than A and a B and a C wave up here. So it all depends. If this low is broken here, then we're going to be coming down for that wave 4. So we can look at that on the 1 hour chart. Yeah, so wave 3 up here with an A wave here, an A and a B and a C wave here for this to make the B wave. So it's quite possible that we've got the B wave top in here. We don't want to go long here either. It's possible that I can look at this as 1 and 2 here as well and continue further up. But we have to move, first of all, we have to move past this top here. And even when we do move past that, that would give us, well, it's telling us it's bullish, but how bullish? Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here and then rolls over from that point? Or does it keep building from that point? Normally we'd see this here. So yeah, we've got a little bit to work through here. you know, it looks like the market wants to push up through here. If you got 14,000 as support, you could probably go long from that point, but otherwise just be careful this low doesn't get taken out here. So at the end of the day, the markets are bullish. I just don't know how it's going to play out here. The normal process, as I mentioned, is the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, and then some type of ABC correction across the 14,000, and then up from that point. So that's what I'll be looking for. And you know, I kind of know not to trade in this space, because we would trade to the 14,000, get out, and then wait for support, wait for the correction, and then move back in on support. Well, we're still in the correction here. We're either an ABC down here, or we're going to go up here for 5 and then have an ABC pattern here. Either way, it's not a trend here as such. Yes, the market is still bullish, but we've got to get through this vibration at the 14,000. That's the thing with it. So with stock, we've got stocks like Amazon and are pushing up. We've got Google and Tesla pushing down. So we've got a mixed bag. We've got Apple popping up as well, and Facebook. So there's a bit of variety there. So not a clear path, but a pretty clear path for each stock that we're looking at here. So with Amazon here, in a nutshell, we've got wave 3 over here with an A and a B and a C wave here. And we're looking for a move up here. We're looking for a move to take out that top here. So if I count it like this as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here and 5 here, which looks like the obvious thing to do, we're already coming close to 5 little waves in here. So how are we going to get above here? We should be ending up at the 4,000 or something up here somewhere for this. So there's a couple of different ways to count this. We could look at it as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for this. But I've been counting it slightly different in this move up through here. But I'll need to go back and check it now. Right, not right now, because it would take up too much time. But now that we're sort of getting up that way, we need to check it. So on the daily chart, I had wave 1 and 2 here, and then on the daily chart, I've had wave 3, blue wave 3 here and blue wave 4 here. But on the intraday, I've been counting it up in a bit of a smaller version in terms of 1 and 2, and working through all of these here, which I've been happy with, and everything's panned out quite nicely. We've got trades here and here and here and here, and we've taken percentages here. So we've managed this, you know, a bit rough, but it's sort of okay. A bit who I am really. So a bit rough around the edges. So yeah, I'm thinking that I know 5 is the second strongest number, and the next level to the upside is going to be 8 here. I know that we need to make a new high above that wave 3 there. So anyway, I've had this blue wave 1 and 2 here, and blue wave 3 all the way over here for this. So I'm thinking, you know, we've got a long trade here. We've taken a bit of a percentage here, but I can count now 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here, as you can see as well here. It looks like we could probably put a top in on one of these little guys just here somewhere, in terms of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here. But this looks corrective as well. It looks like it wants to push up. But I think that we need to protect ourselves here a little bit with this. I'm not sure the best way or how you want to do that, because I kind of know it needs to go higher, but at the same time, how's it going to get higher? So with this 3,500 here, we're going to see something of this nature here. So we could get a pullback coming back to the 34, testing support here before moving off. So it's like, do we tighten this up? Should we? Definitely what we should do to start with is take some money off the table at 35. I'll just move that out of the way and put it over here a bit. but then we got to look at a trading stop, and I just thought, well, let's just tighten it up. We can always move back in over here for this if we need to, you know. I'll leave that for you to figure out a little bit, because if you want to try and get higher, we don't want to get trapped in this blue wave 4, because if this is blue wave 4, it's going to come back and check the wave 4 of one previous level. So that's kind of a bit of a waste to lose. It's not a lot we've got there, but it's a bit. So I'll just leave that red line in there for the time being, and let's just see if we get another high here past this 5-wave structure here, because then that would become a little high above here, would become interesting at that point. It would extend this 5-wave structure that we've got here, and it would look a little bit different. So yeah, anyway, we'll just leave it like that. I think we've had a good run. We've done everything that we're supposed to do here. We got in early through here. We've taken percentages. We've got added back in at the right time, taking money off the table as we go up. So I think it's all good. Like I said, 5 is the second strongest number. We need to see a decent correction at this level here. So I think we'll just allow that to play out. I'll just leave that as it is. Alphabets here. So yeah, once again, counting this as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here, a bit small for the 4th wave here. But we'll run with that. But I still want to go a little bit higher. We've got wave 1, 2, 3, 4 here now. So we'll look at 5 moving up here. Maybe it'll stretch up there. I mean, wave 3 really wanted to move up a little bit, didn't it? So we'll see. Once this starts to move up here a little bit, we will pull that stop up to that point, and obviously we'll look to take profit at the 2,500. But we just got to see if we're going to get there and how we're going to get there and those sort of things. But that's kind of what we're looking at if we're lucky, right? I'll put it just under the level in case we're a little bit short, because this wave 5 here just needs to make a high above here. I think it will. I mean, we need to finish off this 5-wave structure, that's for sure. But how far will it reach? I mean, markets like to get to the next biggest number. So let's just see how that goes. But anyway, all good there. I won't go to the intraday. Nothing really to see. Apple here, we're looking for it to move up a little bit higher to 138, 140. So we're kind of at that space now for this. With the bigger picture here with Apple, we're kind of looking at it, well, as wave 5 up here, an A wave, a B wave, and then down for the C wave here. So once that top finishes, we can look at that moving lower at that point. Also, too, we've been looking at it as a flat correction of wave 3 here, with an A wave here, an A and a B and a C wave here for the B wave, and then 5 waves down for the C wave to make wave 4, and then going up for wave 5 here. But I'd want to get past those little 5 waves here, and the little spike up today hasn't really helped in terms of counting the structure. See this little move here? So that hasn't really helped a lot at that point, but let's just check it out anyway. Yeah, well, I counted this one down. Here's the ABC here for this green wave 4, which is okay. A bit small, and then looking at 5 waves up here for wave 1 and 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the 3rd, ABC for the 4th, and then looking up for the 5th here. So I think we really need to look at taking some profit up here, you know. I'll just put it in here because that was always our original plan. It just moved a little bit quicker than I thought. And I don't know how to, I could count this here, of course, as wave 1 here and 2 here and 3 up here, and it's come back to 137 here. So there may be a possibility as this being a wave 4 and then a wave 5 moving up here to finish that off. Of course, this all could be counted differently as well. I've been very conservative, looking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for this. So you'll just need to work out what you want to do, because we could look at this here also as wave 1 here and 2 here and a 3 here and a 4 and a 5 here for this. So I'd need to pull this apart, but that was our original sort of target area for wave 5, which we should put up here now for that. Wave 5 of C of B here for that. Of course, the market can go further from here. This was just the count that we had at the time. So I'm still okay with that. Let me just go back to the daily chart. Actually, I want to go a little bit further in here. One of the reasons that I've looked at this being a corrective wave all up through here was because of the first wave here from the low here. It's very, whichever way you want to count this, you could probably, if it's better like that. But look, either way that you count it, we don't have 5 waves in this first move here. We have only 3 waves here for this. Could we call it wave 1 to here and then an A wave, a B wave and a C wave over here? Well, I could do, but it kind of forces the wave count, which I'm not keen on doing. It's possible, and if the market's going to push any higher, well, then we'll have to look at that. But just taking it on face value here, we've got 3 waves here, so I need to call it corrective, which makes all of this corrective. But it's hard to see. It's also hard to see that wave C here being so big, compared to wave A, because in corrections there's normally a bit of equality between wave A and wave C. So it doesn't feel right here to have this as an ABC. It feels like we need to have it as a more bullish pattern. Yeah, I don't know. We've done all the right things. We've been long here. We've got out here. We've moved back in over here. We're going to move back out over here somewhere. I'm sure it's going to give us, on the intraday, it will give us some sort of little pattern up here that I can recognize being bullish or corrective, and we can take it from there. Square, I'm not quite sure which direction we're going here. I know that the move from the top to the bottom here is in 3 waves, so I know that at some point we're going to be taking that top out. It's just, are we going to move into something complicated here for this? I did have this as the A, the B, and the C here for wave 4 sitting over here for this. Didn't make a new low, so that's a bit of a problem, but it did give me 5 waves down here. Then I started to count this up here as 1 and 2 here and 3 here and coming back for 4 here and then going up for 5 here. That's looking quite good. Wave 4 didn't end up overlapping wave 1 here, but the problem with this is that it does appear that we got 5 waves down here, so I need to look at that also as wave 1 and having a rally here for wave 2 and then moving down further from this point. So a bit of a rock and a hard place for this one. The other point is that we are long here at the moment for this, so we need to keep a bit of an eye on that. So let's just bring this back in and have a bit of a look. So we can count this down from the top here as wave 1 and 2 here. I went back over this. I could look at this as wave 3 here with an A, B, C, D, and E here. Probably not the right count, but otherwise wave 3 would need to be in here, but it doesn't matter. Still left with 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here. Could we look at this as an A and a B and a C wave? Possibly. So then I started to look at this to see if I can get any answers up here, and I can count it up in light blue here as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here, and then 5 waves going up for wave 5 here for that. So I could call that wave 1 with an ABC back for wave 2 in this position. But I could also look at this as an A wave to here, a B wave to here, and a C wave up to here for wave 2, pulling up into the box here. The only thing that makes me think that it's bullish is because this move down through here is in 3 waves. And this appears to be impulsive at this point. So taking out that top there, yesterday when we spoke about it, that's what would turn it bullish. So I'm going to stay with that at the moment. We're going to keep the stop under this wave 2 low here, because if that's breached, then we know that we're doomed at that point. If you're not long in this market, then you can go long on this point here for that. You could probably get it into here, but that would be the safer trade here because it would also make this here a ABC corrective pattern with an impulse wave here for that. But a bit of a high risk, all of that. And Facebook's pushed up. So this pattern here really gave us the variation of the classic trading levels pattern where it doesn't really come back below the level. So with the classic trading levels pattern, it comes back below here. But the variation on that is where it doesn't come back below the level. And we normally capture it from the reference point high here or the second high here. But I think we played it slightly differently. But yeah, so that's that. And also, too, we wanted to take out the top of this third wave here as well. So how far can this go? Well, I'm not sure, but normally what I look for is that from this previous low here, we're working with group 1 here. So this is a major level 300. So 1, 2, 3, 10, 20, 30 here. If we get support on top of 30, right, then we're going to be going higher at that point. So we'll look to go long at that point. Okay. Otherwise, if it doesn't find support here, then it's going to peel back into the 300 area through here. This move up through here, we probably could look at it in 5 waves of wave 1 and 2 in here somewhere, nice strong third wave here. There'll be a 4th wave and a 5th wave here. So we can look to, let's just go to the tick chart first. So, let me just get in more data. So I've been counting it up a couple of different ways, not that it matters. We moved down here, we counted down as an ABC pattern here, and then we counted 5 waves up here. So in this 5 little waves here, we looked at going long above here. We could have also gone long above here, as I pointed out. So today I've just moved the stop up under here for this. I'm not kind of sure how to count this. I'll just need to wrap my head around it a little bit. But the point being is this number here, the 330 here. So once this market settles, what we're actually looking for is the arrival here, the reaction here, the first high above the level here, and then some type of correction here. And then we can look to go long at this point here for this. So what we really want to do here is we want to either you can use a trailing stop if you want, or we can just take profit at the 330 area. You could do it before, you could do it after. But 333, 334, because it will be, this is minor group 1 here as 10, 20, and 30. Then we'll have the sub-levels in here, and then you can go into micro levels if you want. But 333, 334 would be probably about it. It looks like this, I mean, this, if this is a third wave here, then we're going to be going up higher in here to 50. But I think we need to, you'd probably better off holding long going into Friday and Monday for this, of course. Or if you are trading long in this for, going back further or whatever, then you just really want to chill out and just observe what happens in this space here at the 330. The stop would need to be out of the way at 316 or 312 here, because it would only turn bearish if this number here, the number 2 within group 1, became the retested resistance. And you've got to be a little bit careful, because what happens sometimes is it will come down and spike to 15, because 5 is the second strongest number, and then it will go up from that point. But if it drops back below it at that point, then you'd need to be out at that point. So the 312 would be the logical stop for all of that. So based on that, I will put that there at 312. And you could look at this, instead of taking profit, you could look to take a percentage or take profit. I'll leave both of them there. and we can just manage the stop at this point. So just trying to cover both players in all of this. So if you're an intraday trader, basically, or a very short-term trader, you would take the money off the table here, and then you would wait for the setup. If you're a position trader and you want to go higher, but you still want to protect, well, then you would do something like put the stop at this point here. I mean, the good thing about this, though, is that, you know, it's basically had its arrival reaction, first high above the level, coming back and checking in an ABC, and then sort of so it's basically checked here. It's kind of leaving here, so it could go much higher. So yeah, but we just need to gather evidence, and the first evidence that I know is that we need to know this number here is the tested support, because if that becomes the tested support, then we know that the market is not going to be pulled back by this magnet here. Tesla looking a little bit bearish. Yesterday we called the top in for Tesla here for this, and looking for downside, so we'll look at that. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how investors feel about, you know, the company. I mean, it diversifies into many aspects of life anyway, but you know, being involved in Bitcoin and things like that, probably Dogecoin, the 272 million that he pulled out might have gone into Dogecoin, probably, who knows. But yeah, there's a couple of things with this. I mean, this move down through here appears to be in 5 waves of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. The other point here is that this move up here never really counted as 5 waves. It counted as 3 waves here. And then we looked for the B wave, which was fine. That all came in around the 61.8%, not a problem. And then we watched it push up here. I can't remember if we traded it or not. But it never really gave me a nice 5-wave structure here for wave C. But yesterday we talked about it, looking at it as a 1 and 2 in here, and 3 and 4 here, and a 5 here, and a top being in place. And then looking at this pulling lower. So kind of interesting that it is pulling a little bit lower. One of the areas that we'll have to get through just to help confirm that would be the 61.8% from this space here for this. So let's just pop that in there. And we'll go to the tick chart and look at this. But in a nutshell, if this is correct, then we'll be looking at this here as kind of hoping it does come back down here, actually, so I can buy some for the next run up, because I was thinking that, you know, if it does come back down closer to the 500, if it does, then we'll have a nice run going up to 1,000, so we can get that, you know, that 500 points there. So we'll just see how that plays out. If you wanted to short this, then we can look at that now. I'm not interested in shorting it, actually, but personally speaking, 200, we need to get some more in here. Let's just go back a little bit further, shall we? This was the whole thing here, because from the low here, counting this up here as an A and a B and a C wave here, is only 3 waves here. So it made whatever happened over here corrective. And then when the B wave came in, you can see how big it was. You know, if this was wave 1 and an ABC for wave 2 here, it would be much smaller, but it's really big. So yeah, the weight really puts it to being an A and a B and a C. And then I had, you know, a little bit of difficulty counting this here, and I don't know if I've got this right or not, but I've pulled it back to having wave 1 here and 2 here, and then looking at all of this as wave 3 and wave 4 and then going up for wave 5 here to have a top in here. Now I can get 5 waves coming down here, but there's just a bit of an overlap over here. So this is definitely in 5 waves here. And then we've got wave 2 and wave 3 here. And wave 3 is nice and long compared to wave 1. And wave 4 is traveling sideways. It just popped up a little bit too far and overlapped here. So what do we do about that? And then the move down here, because otherwise we'd have to count it as an A and a B and a C wave down to this point. So I'm thinking it's probably wave 1, even though that it's got a problem with it. And then we looked at this being an A and a B and a C here, and also not a very good C wave here as well. It's almost like it's in 3 waves as well, but for wave 2. And then looking at this as wave 1 here, and ABC for 2. So yesterday we started to really note that it was pointing lower, really. So that's what's going on here at the moment with this. So from wave 2 here, we've got wave 1 and 2, a nice strong third wave here with 5 waves in here, not a problem. Wave 4 here. I'm not sure about this. It just didn't give me 5 waves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. It just didn't look it. So this would have to be wave 4 here, but wave 4 could be over here as well. We haven't really made a new low here for this. So we're going to see some sort of squabbling going on here for this. Let me just get this in. We're going to see a wave 5 here lower somewhere in here for this. It may be 1 and 2 here and 3 and 4 and 5 here, but we'll probably see a retest of this here. So down here and some sort of retest coming into play before seeing further downside in here for this. So I guess in terms of shorting it, finding, I mean, the logical thing to do would be, we've had the arrival here, we've had the reaction here, and then we've got this reference point here. So really that's the short trade at that point because it's rejecting the 700. But what you'll just need to be mindful of is any rally back over this side here. The second one here is also good, or putting a line through here is good as well, but I'll leave those there for you to ponder over. I mean, typically we would be looking at, if this is wave A here, then we would look at that being wave C, same sort of length here for that. We'll either get that or wave C here can be 61.8% of this wave A here, and that would bring us down probably a bit closer into the 500. So yeah, the 500 is probably where we'd be looking at. We'd expect a low below this low here because this is the corrective pattern here. So dropping below here, so 500 would be a starting point to discuss, to look at all of this. And then we need to look at this coming down here. So we'd need to move this wave 1. Don't need that. We need to put this wave 1 here. This wave 2 over here. Keep these here. We need a different degree of structure here for that. So we can just dump these out of the way here for that point. And then we're looking for wave 3 down here. How do we count this here though? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here and 4. Just sort of thinking about this a little bit more. That wave 1's got to go as well. That wave 2's got to go. I can shapen this up later here for this. It's still going to leave me a little bit short. 5 waves down here for, I'm just thinking of the distance we need to cover. I'm wondering if this is wave 1 and 2 here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 1 here, and wave 2 back at this point here. Anyway, I'll look at that. I'll get that ready for us tomorrow. And that's it. Alrighty. Thanks for tuning in. Much appreciated. Cheers.